Hello, hello. Welcome back again to Heart for the Community Initiatives 2022 Black Business Spotlight. This is episode 7. I can't believe it. Episode 7 for this year's Spotlight. This is the second year in a row that we have done this, and it has been a true blessing to the business owners and to the community. The community is really getting to know the region's Black business owners, and I'm glad about it because we need to do all that we can to help each other, right? Each one teach one. And when one is successful, when there's a connection, we all go up, right? So when Israel tonight, when he makes his first, $5 million check, hey, listen, we get a piece too. So don't even worry about it. I want to welcome in the audience. Thank all of you who are here with us in the live audience. It is a pleasure to have you with us. This is what I would like for you to do, please. If you would begin to tag your family and friends and also share this broadcast on your platforms, it will be incredibly helpful. We want as many eyes as possible to be on this broadcast tonight and every night that we come on, because we believe that there's some information that's going to come out this evening that is going to be beneficial to you. This is not only to promote these businesses, but they're going to tell you some things about their story that's probably going to help you. There are many of you who have not yet put your feet in the water when it comes to doing business. There are many of you who just need a little motivation, education, a little nudge. And I think that these three tremendous entrepreneurs, these are brilliant people. Don't get it twisted. These are brilliant people. The business is just one of the many things that they do, one of their many talents. And as they begin to tell their stories this evening, you'll see that. For those of you who don't know, I am Carl Armstrong. I am Director of Operations for Heart for the Community Initiative, and I am the show host, several show hosts, right? Wonderful. Listen, before we get started, I want to tell you about something that is just so awesome. Heart for the Community Initiative and Enough. We are working together this year to bring you a Juneteenth celebration. That Juneteenth celebration is going to be held on June 18th this year from 12 p.m. to 5 p.m. We're going to be in King George at the historic Mount Bethel Retreat Center at 17420 Mount Bethel Lane in King George, Virginia. Now listen, if you are a business owner and you would like to get a vendor table, the vendor tables are only $35. Now, for all of you who've had vendor tables before, you know $35 is not a big ask, especially for you to be able to come and bring your products and make a little money, all right? Now, for food trucks, that's going to be a different deal. I want you guys to contact me, right? And I'm going to give you to the people who are going to help you with the food trucks and with the tables. I don't want to blast their information all over unless they want to blast it. So I'm going to tell you about this again towards the end of our show tonight. But just want to let you know on June 18th, we're coming. We're going to be in King George, Virginia. Enough, along with Heart for the Community Initiative, we're going to be bringing you a tremendous event. All right, now here's what you all came for. I see you out there, Elisa. Good evening to you, my friend. Don't forget to share this broadcast and also begin to tag your friends. Let them know that Heart for the Community Initiative 2022 Black Business Showcase is live again this evening. We thank you for doing that. We have a tremendous lineup tonight. I'm excited. We have Mr. Lee Mooring, all about one. Lee has so many titles that I'm going to let him tell you what they are. We also have Israel Muhammad, CEO, owner, and all that good stuff for Slate Realty. I tell anybody, if you got any realty needs in this area, if you call Israel, it will get done. My name is Carl Armstrong, and I stand by that message. And then we have Miss Sharita Mariner for CC Sharita's Closet. She is, she added that CEO there. You know what I mean? Chief Executive Officer. Now, I serve in a few different places with Sharita, and no matter where her title is, she is always the Chief Executive Officer. Thank you all for being here. Thank you all for being here. I'm going to ask these tremendous business owners to introduce themselves and their businesses to you. We're going to go in this order. We're going to have Lee Mooring first, then Israel Muhammad, and then Sharita. All right. Lee, please introduce yourself to the audience.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much, Pastor Carl, for having me. Once again, I'm Lee Mooring, and I am the owner of All About One Ministries. Also, we are All About One Church, which recently launched. But we are a Christian content developers. Basically, we create content as far as gospel plays, social media content. We also do church consulting as far as videos, photos, and we do leadership and team development. We are driven to teach, encourage, and inspire people to reach their potential using their God-given gifts. Once again, thanks a lot, Pastor Carl, for having me.
All right. Thank you, Lee. We appreciate that. Now we're going to ask Mr. Israel Muhammad to introduce himself and his business to you. You're on mute, sir.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for having me. I'm Israel Muhammad. I'm the owner and principal broker of Slate Realty. We're a community, small business that we help people with their real estate needs, whether it be sales or property management. We believe in offering the top level service, so this way you could feel like a person and not a number. We're trying to make a difference in how people are treated when they're trying to do and deal with some of the largest things, in their lifetime, dealing with real estate.
Thank you, Israel. We appreciate you, sir. And now, last but definitely not least, Sharita, please tell the audience something about yourself and your business.
All right, Pastor Carl, thank you so much for having me on. I am the wonderful and amazing big business owner from Sharita CC's Closet, where fashion is my passion. At CC's Closet, you can see behind me here, we take pre-loved and new items and resell them to the community at an affordable price. So I'm all about ladies going into those closets and finding some fabulous finds in their own closets, but also in CC's Closet. So I'm excited to be with this lovely panel tonight. And I'm looking forward to you all being with me every Friday night at 10 p.m. on Facebook Live CC's Closet. Don't forget, if you haven't done so, join our Facebook group, CC Charita's Closet Facebook group, where you can also find some fabulous finds and post those pictures and those fabulous finds that you have from big business owner CC Charita's Closet, where fashion is my passion.
I'm gonna have to pay you to cut me a promo. And that is amazing. Thank you. Thank you so much. So this is the first question for the panel. And I'm going to make this an open question. Whoever wants to jump on it can do it. Now, there was a process for you. You didn't come out of your mother's wombs as entrepreneurs and business owners. Something clicked, right? Something made you take a route that some people will never take. Some people will never own a business. I want to know, what was it that clicked in you, that drove you, that made you get off of the couch, start your business, and what drives you to continue doing it? Because every day you make a choice to continue to do what you're doing. You must love it because you chose to do it. What makes you do it, and what got you started in your business? And I'm going to leave that open for whoever wants to answer first.
Well, I can see these gentlemen are going to have the ladies first, so I'll go ahead and jump on out there. Well, I know for me, I had been with corporate America for over 25 years, executive for Walmart for over 13 years, and for Target over 4 years. And I kept giving my time, my energy, and again, my time and my energy for someone else. And it wasn't until I began to make that transition from corporate America to my own business. And that came through, honestly, being on Clubhouse. Being on Clubhouse, I heard a lot of opportunities and different ideas, and I got the wheels turning in my head about things that I'm passionate about and what were some of the things that I really loved. And I love fashion. I love to get dressed. I get dressed intentionally every day, no matter where I'm going. It's just a part of my DNA, just like brushing my teeth. So I am excited about being able to not only do it for myself, but show other women and men and children how to be authentically them in a fashionable, affordable way. So I thought about, why not? Why not join CC's Closet? I have a ton of love things. I don't normally wear things more than once. So why not resell it? So I got into that business and had some creative ideas through Clubhouse, working on my pitch and things of that nature, making some connections and networking. And then with the community around me, support from friends to just encourage me to say, go ahead, be like Nike, just do it, jump out there. And I tell you, entrepreneurship versus working in corporate America, two totally different worlds. You know, when you working in corporate America, I think sometimes when you work for somebody else, you can take it for granted, the money that comes and the paycheck that comes like, hey, I got it. But when you are an entrepreneur, you definitely have to get up and go. You have to push yourself. There's no one else pushing you. If you don't get up and move, it won't happen. If you don't get up and decide to take that step out of that bed, your business will not happen. So it's all about what you do. And it is a strong faith walk. And God has really been dealing with me with operating in faith, being uncomfortable in being comfortable in my uncomfortable. And this is definitely uncomfortable for me, being an entrepreneur. However, I'm having a ball with it. I am learning from it, and I'm drawing even closer to God because my faith has increased in so many ways, and favor continues to follow me.
That is awesome. Wow. Audience, I hope you got that. She is excited. Her excitement keeps her going. All right, fellas, I don't know how you're going to follow that, but what made you get off of the couch and start your business? And what is it that keeps you getting up every morning and working as hard as you do to keep your thing going?
Well, I'll take the next one if that's okay.
Sure.
The big thing for me that gets me going every day is family, honestly. Every day I get up, I think about, that I do need to provide for my family. I do need to make sure and be a good person in the community. It also, with the opportunity that's come in front of me, it just has me expand and help others around me and encourage others around me to do better for themselves. And it just every day it recharges me saying, hey, this is what needs to be done and this is how we're going to do it. And also, beyond that, it's a great feeling knowing that what I do and what I achieve every day, it shows the next day that I actually did something. So it's just a function of challenging myself.
Oh, wow. The challenge. That is awesome. Yeah, the challenge. And that is a challenge. If you don't do it, it won't get done. Amen. All right, Mr. Mooring, what about you, sir?
You know what? It's interesting. They had such great answers. I just want to say me too. My story is a little bit different. So I recently spent 26 years in the military, and I saw a lot of people who were unhappy and they weren't reaching their potential. And so it made me think that when I got out, I didn't just want to get that good government job like everybody talks about, but I wanted to do something different. I knew that me sitting behind a desk day after day was not fulfilling my potential, and I knew I wouldn't be happy. And so what got me started is just, I started out in photography. I was like, I saw everybody taking pictures, and I was like, when I get to my next base, I'm going to have a studio in my house. So I made a studio, started taking some pictures. And then from there, just as my interest grew and I started doing more and more in church and ministry, just God revealed that he wanted me to be doing ministry. And then finally, I got to a point as I was retiring, I asked God, I said, you know what, God, what I would really like to do, that secret prayer, is I want to do ministry full time. And so God made that possible. And so now for me, what gets me up every day is the fact that there's somebody out there that I can help. When I talk about, I want to help people reach their potential. What I see too many times, all this potential is in the graveyard because people are not living up to it. God has given us all these gifts, all these talents, all these abilities, but we sit on them. We sit on the couch. We sit on the couch because we're afraid, because we're scared, because we don't know what to do. It's all about taking that first step, and whatever I can do to help somebody, to encourage somebody, to motivate someone, to help them get to the next level. That's what motivates me, and that's what gets me up each day.
Oh, wow. This is amazing. There's a common thread. You're right. I might have to give him some snaps on that too. Thank you, Sharita. The common thread with you three is people. I'm hearing that. People. And it's amazing. It's amazing that that's the deal. And here we are on a community program, right? And it is just amazing to me. Now, I'm sure that when you started, you experienced some setbacks, some hard things. And I'm sure there's somebody listening now who has not yet started or started and they stumbled and maybe they didn't recover, right? They're a little timid. I want to know, what do you wish you had known before you started? And if you had known it, would you have still gone into this same business? And Israel, I'm going to start with you on this one. What do you wish you would have known before you started Slate Realty?
Well, I wish I had known it was going to be so much work. But no, it's if I could tell myself anything, it would be, don't worry, it's going to work. You have to tell yourself it's going to work, and if you tell yourself it's going to work, it will work. Faith, you have to just do what's right, and if you believe it, it's going to happen.
Israel, how did you overcome your first big setback? I mean, did it make you want to throw your hands up and quit? What made you say, I got to push through this, I got to make this happen?
Well, I'm a big thing with my family. Once again, they believe in me, and I have 3 little ones that, they asked me to be their dad, and I have to make sure and provide for them. So I can't fail.
Wow. That's a mouthful. That's a mouthful. I cannot fail. I'm going to thank you, Lee. Write that down and make sure you shoot that to me. Lee is a copious note taker. I cannot fail. Thank you. All right, Lee, I'm going to ask you, how did you overcome those things that got you at first? And what do you wish you had known that maybe you know now?
It's interesting for that question. What comes to mind is the things that if I could go back in time, I would take advantage of the mentors that I had in my life. Yes, I received mentoring from all different directions, but I would have just gleaned more from them. I would have picked their brains more to find out more, especially in the business sense. I think a lot of my military time was targeted towards my military job and not so much towards me being an entrepreneur or my family. So if I could go back and do it again, I would focus more time on my business and my family, as well as learning more from the mentors I have. And one other thing I would do, as far as ministry is concerned, I have been blessed to be in some amazing churches and have sat under some amazing pastors. One thing I wish I could go back and do, I wish I could go back and experience the inner workings of a mega church, to see how they move, see how they shape, see how the technology is, see how the leadership on those higher levels are. But that's something I definitely, if I could go back and learn from, I would take advantage of mentors, and I would put myself into positions and situations so I could see things at a higher level.
Wow. That is a great answer. I like that. All right, Sharita, what do you wish you had known? Lord knows.
That's a great question. Well, one of the things that I wish I would have known more is just really from the whole licensing and all the paperwork that you have to do, leveraging more of the connections and people that have already been in that position. Lee talked about mentors. There's a lot of people that are entrepreneurs that don't mind giving you insight and don't mind giving you support and don't mind sharing information. I know I hear sometimes that people like to keep information for themselves, but that is not true. With the broad range of networking, especially in this area with Virginia Black Business Directory and all those connections there, taking more advantage of that contact to really look at who's in this industry and get some more information from them on step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, versus trying to really kind of fin it out for myself. And most of that came from me doing that. I didn't have to do that. That's what I chose to do. So I think when you have things in front of you and you have people, connections, information, materials, all those things before you, take advantage of that. Use those connections wisely. You have a lot of friends around you that are entrepreneurs, and they can tell you the do's and the don'ts. They can also tell you how to get started. They can tell you about investments, the importance of saving money, all of those conversations that sometimes I think I took for granted working for someone else, but now having to work for myself, I definitely lean into that even more and appreciate the value of other entrepreneurs and learning from them. What gets me up every day is myself and my children. My children are all grown and gone, and that's fantastic, but they're going to have babies one day. And I'm all about that future, that generational wealth. And for them to have babies and children brought into this world, I want to be able to plant trust funds for them and be able to have sound financial riches, but wealth mindset. And I want that to be something that I learn and I continue to pour into my children so that they can pour into their children, and that generational wealth versus generational curses be bestowed upon my lineage. So for me, that is my why, to get up every day, even in those moments where it may not be easy to do that, especially when you may have those no's, but a no doesn't mean never. It just means not now. So you got to just keep on moving, because once that yes gets there, your everyday surrender gets there, the doors are going to be open so far beyond you. But will you be ready to be the table? Not just sit at the table, but be the table.
Be the table. Lee, please make sure you write that down too. Be the table, right? All right, Lee, I'm going to ask you this question first. Now, some of us who didn't go to business school may feel a little timid about going into business. We have a plan in our head, and maybe we're not in a position to go and have an official business plan drawn up. We don't have money for lawyers. What in life and all of your previous experiences, whether it was an educational experience or whatever, what have you found beneficial to you now that you're the CEO, the business owner, the entrepreneur, the person who has to come up with the creativity? What did you bring with you that you now find that you're using that maybe you didn't learn in a classroom?
Wow. And I got to go first. I don't have no time to write no notes or anything. I would say this, that, it's not about that business degree, because if you look at successful people over the years, they dropped out of school, high school, they dropped out of college, so the business, that has nothing to do with it. And these days there's so much information online that you can get. You can take courses for a couple $100. So, I'm not an advocate of college at this point, just because there's so much more information for what you want to do. Yes, if you want to be a doctor, you need to go to college. But to be an entrepreneur, get out there and learn the things. For me, what has made a difference is discipline. Discipline to continue on those tough days when you don't want to get up, when you don't want to do anything, when you're, like Miss Sharita said, when you're getting those no's, how do you push past those? There's so many people that have heard no so many different times, but sooner or later, you are going to get that yes, because he might be saying no, and it looks like a no, it's never going to happen. But it's just like Miss Sharita said, it's a not now, it's going to come. That yes is going to come, but it goes into the next thing about consistency. How consistent are you? If you don't have any discipline, you're not going to be consistent. And for me, I've learned over the years that those two combined is going to get you where you need to be. That degree, I know so many successful people that do not have a degree.
Right.
You know what? My degree, I'm not even operating in my degree. It's just something there on the wall. But it doesn't matter. It's about your motivation. It's about your heart. What is your why? Why do you get up in the morning? What goals do you have in life? What is God pouring into you that he wants you to accomplish? Because he has been telling you, and I'm not going to preach, but God has been telling you something just give me a second. There's something in you that needs to be birthed, and you need to hear it. Stop sitting on it. You got all these entrepreneurs that Pastor Carl is bringing on here time and time again with all this contact information. There's no excuse for anybody listening now to not get started in whatever they need. Do not use any excuses whatsoever, because all four of us right here are here to help you get started. There's no excuses whatsoever. If you got a desire in your heart, let us help you get to where God wants you to be.
Amen. Sharita, how about you? Where do you stand on that one?
Well, I'm with Lee here. Excuses are tools of incompetence. So if you consider yourself incompetent, then go ahead and keep on making excuses. But if you consider yourself a competent individual who God has designed with purpose and power to be on this earth, get up off of your tail and get that passion and get started. Be like Nike and just do it. You don't have to try. When you try to do something, there's a 50% chance you're going to do it. So stop trying to do it. Just get out there and get it done. The words that come to me every day is accountability. How do I hold myself accountable? You have to have an accountability partner. It may not be that friend that you think you can talk to every day. It may be someone that may be a hater that needs to hold you accountable, because honey, you need your haters when it comes to your everyday surrender that you need. So your board of directors need to be a diversity of thought. You need to have diversity of thought around you. If your circle, you are the smartest one, please get out of that circle. Get that and square up with somebody else that is smarter than you, know more than you, been in business longer than you, so that you can learn from them. It's not about you being the smartest one in the bunch. You don't need that type of validation. What you need is next level thinking. And in order for you to level up, you have to be around people that have leveled up. You can't be around those that continue to think like this and think like that. You got to be around those that think like this, so that you can continue to strive for greater, but you hold yourself accountable. Hold yourself accountable. Put your vision before you. I don't care if it's through Post-it notes all over your mirror. I don't care if it's index cards down your steps that you can look at every day. If it's a poster that you put on your front door, if it's a poster that you put on the headboard of your bed, but whatever it is that you need to get up, get out, and get going, then make sure you do that, because consistency is key in all that you do. But accountability starts with you.
Wow. All right, Israel. Man, maybe we should have put you first on that one, huh? What were those skills you brought with you?
I would say, if you're thinking about doing something, don't look at it as such a very large thing. Take it and do it incrementally. Do a little bit at a time. Start off slow. If you think you need X dollars to get it started, well, figure out a way how you can do it for half the amount of money. The point is just to get started and stay consistent and do it. And once you do that, you'll be able to build over time, and you have your accountability and people working with you. And I also agree that finding people that of like thinking is very good, and also people that have been in the same field is very good as well too. Surround yourself with people and positive people. Try your best to remain with positive people, not people that are going to tell you you can't do it. They're going to tell you, well, maybe you're starting, but you need to do whatever it is to increase whatever you're trying to do, no matter what it is.
Hey man, let me ask you this, Israel. As far as other skills that you brought with you, maybe it's something that you didn't learn in the classroom, or maybe it's something that your dad taught you, your mom taught you, and you find, oh my God, I never knew as a kid that this would be like driving me to success in business. What were those other skills that you brought with you that are helping you now?
I would say just being a people person, and just honestly as simple as just manners and talking to people.
Wow.
Yeah. Just, you can't be about yourself. A lot of people are about themselves or what they're trying to do. And that's not what it's about. In my business, I'm in a service business. And a lot of people forget that. A ton of people forget that. At the end of the day, my core business is service. And, if you provide good service, people always call you back.
You're right about that. I never thought as a little kid, hearing my grandmother and my mother consistently drum in us, treat people the way you want to be treated. Treat people the way you want to be treated. And my dad would tell me and my brother, fear no man. And I'm going to tell you, those are just a few of the things that I find myself constantly thinking about right now. I'm 50 years old. I think about those things constantly, and that has really helped me to have success in the areas where I thrive. A basic thing like treat people the way you want to be treated and don't walk around scared. It is simply amazing. I want to get to an audience question. And I want to remind the audience, we really do thank you for being here. We're here for you, right? We're going to promote these businesses, but we're here for you too. And we pray that you're getting motivated and encouraged, and motivated and encouraged to start your business, but also motivated and encouraged to support these businesses. Here's a question from Crystal King. where do you see you in your business in the next 5 years? And Sharita, I want you to answer that one first. Where do you see you in your business in the next 5 years?
Great question. Well, I know in the next 5 years that I see myself on TV. I see myself on TV as a celebrity stylist, as well as working in the community in a major way, helping not only just those that can shop at CC's Closet, but even those that can't shop at CC's Closet. I'm all about giving back, making sure that I do that. And that's part of what CC Closet does. For every $20 purchase that you make, we do coats and we donate them to the community. So I definitely see within the next 5 years, one, having a team working with me with CC's Closet, also continuing to branch out with CRJ Services Incorporated. That's another business that I have where I do personal styling, professional closet organization, and making sure that I do that personal shopping for you as well. So looking to see that grow in a major way as we continue to strive in fashion. Fashion trends change every day, but not just about the outer appearance of what it looked like, but what is it on the inside of you? And that's one of the things I even talk to my clients about that I have now. How are you feeling? I spend the first hour of consultation just getting to know the person, getting to know the individual, to know where their mind is. What are they thinking about themselves, their bodies, their spiritual journey, and their physical journey? What does that look like from a workout regime, from a health regime? And then we go into the fashion component to understand them. But it's not just always about the outer appearance. It's about what's on the inside. And I know in the next 5 years, I'll continue to be doing that in a major way on TV.
All right, thank you. That was awesome. Now I'm looking to hold you to that. 5 years, or less than 5 years, I want to see you on TV. And don't forget to invite me. Listen, Israel, in the next 5 years, would you consider yourself to be a mogul?
Hopefully, I would say hopefully in the next 5 years. Honestly, I hope to have a bigger impact in the community, with assisting the community with more things, being able to have the capability to donate more and donate more time. A big thing that I do when I do sell homes, I donate to different charities, right? So the more I sell, the more I'm able to donate. So I think if everything goes the way it needs to, then I'll continue being able to donate even more than I did the day before. I also see my company growing with several more agents. I'm very hopeful that to have more agents that I could train properly, because there's a ton of people out there that they're in the business all for the wrong reasons, and they're not taking care of people properly. So just to have a very good, unique team that's going to be a good impact to the community, not hurt the community.
Amen. Thank you for that. That is awesome. All right, Mr. Mogul in 5 years. All right, Lee, are we going to be calling you Bishop, Apostle, Doctor, Pastor Lee Moore?
You know what? I'm gonna tell you this. You can call me the next Tyler Perry.
Okay.
In the next 5 years, here's what I see for my business is that we'll be doing our plays. We'll be touring nationwide. Also, we will have a all about one center, which is basically like an event center where we'll have our church services, co-op areas for small businesses, conference space, rooms, studios, photography, video studios for folks to come in that they can rent and they can enjoy. Also, to our portfolio, we'll have at least 2 more houses added to that, as well as we will be working on our first movie.
Oh, man. Okay. Tyler Perry, first movie. Now, I want y'all to know that Carl Armstrong is going to be an actor in the upcoming play. Now, if he going to Tyler Perry route and doing movies, now I'm just saying, I'm versatile, right?
I'm taking everybody with me.
That's what I wanted to hear. All right, here's another question from the audience. And audience, keep them coming. This is how we pull the information out of them, right? And they have a lot of information. Pastor Daniel Bowman asked this: what would you do with a dream of a nonprofit to benefit multiple communities, but not knowing how to start gathering or researching resources? Sharita, I'm gonna hand you this first because I think this is something that's probably your baby.
Well, I love the community and I love utilizing resources. And when I tell you, a lot of nonprofits, when they get started, not really knowing where to go or who to connect with, I always say, who do you know? Who do you know? Because there is somebody that you know in the community that you can connect with anyway, but you tend to not even do that because you're not really sure if they can help you. So you don't talk about those types of things. You don't manifest those things. You don't speak those things into existence. You don't share your vision with the person, and they don't know how to help you. So from a nonprofit perspective, getting ready, look at other nonprofits. Steal shamelessly. There are so many nonprofit organizations that are already out here doing things and making things happen. I am the board chair for Enough organization. And when it comes to things that we're doing in the community, we have no problem with partnerships with other nonprofit organizations for a greater cause, which is to help uplift the community. So I would say, look at other nonprofits. Nonprofits is a community in itself. They do not mind helping each other at all. So connect yourself with other nonprofits to see what they're doing. Share your vision with others to help, and then connect with people like, again, Virginia Black Business Directory, if it's a Black-owned business, even if it's not a Black-owned business, but connect with those type of resources that are already out there and start the communication going for what your vision is for your organization. Because a lot of times, once you share your vision with someone, it could be at a dinner table, it could be over lunch, but that collaboration is so key. You have to be able and be okay with collaboration. Collaboration helps with advocacy, helps with transformation, helps with your motivation, but you can't do it by yourself, especially when you're fresh out the gate in an area that you're not really sure about. Connect with others that have already been there, and don't hesitate to steal shamelessly. Sam Walton talked about that with Walmart. That's how he got Walmart started. In his book, he talks about it. The first thing he did was he stole shamelessly from other retailers. He went in, watched what they did, looked at what they did, he emulated it, he made it better, but he had no problem with stealing shamelessly. But he asked the question and he collaborated and connected.
Wow. Thank you, man. That was an answer. Lee, I'm going to go to you next. Give Pastor Daniel a little help there with starting that nonprofit.
You know, it's interesting. I agree wholeheartedly with Miss Sharita said, you know, about the networking associations. Two resources that I'll throw out there. And Mr. Vernon Green, he owns a company and he owns a nonprofit. Once a month, he has a mentoring session that you can reach out to his organization, and they do it virtually now, but once a month. I've been to it 2-3 times. Just amazing information. And if you get signed up, he can help you get going in the right direction. And I'll throw this plug out there as well. My field is not anywhere near his field, but just going and being in the room is so important so that you hear that information, because there's some universal keys to success that you want to be in the room so that you can hear. So that's my first resource. The second one is I think it's called the Small Business Association here in Fredericksburg. Their staff is amazing. I've gone to them several times. They have some amazing information. They literally will sit you down, either in person or virtual. They will sit you down. If it's virtual, you will share your screen and they will walk you through each step to start whatever business you want. That's how we started one of our LLCs. They sat down, they go to every website with you and for you. It is so amazing. They are so patient. They are an excellent resource. Once again, I believe they're the Small Business Association here in Fredericksburg. You can call them up and make an appointment. Amazing people.
Wow. Thank you. This is a lot of good information. How about you, Israel? I'm trying to start this nonprofit and I don't know what to do. What can you tell us, sir?
Well, I mean, I'll piggyback and say, you know, talk to other nonprofits, right? Talk to people who may be thinking about starting something similar. Talk to, you know, even someone as simple as a banker to say, hey, have you dealt with people who started out, you know, starting a bank account? What did you hear them do? Who did they talk to? Some of the support people that you run into, you would never know. They're actually great resources. You know, that's how I got my information when I needed to start my brokerage. I talk to a lot of the different support people in order to learn, hey, where did I have to go in order to get my license? Where did I have to go, start my business banking? Where did I go to start, business credit? So it's very important to be polite and talk to people, pick their brain. A lot of people are willing to share things. You just have to be nice to them, and you'll be able to achieve a lot just by being respectful.
Wow, this is crazy. And Gary Holland, Pastor Gary Holland, I heard what you said. I'm gonna put up there Gary's comment, and I think he's right. Pastor Holland says it's time for a mastermind series with these business owners, Carl, sponsored by Heart for the Community Initiative. I'm telling you, last year started this, right? And I'm being so honest with you. The things I'm learning from our panelists this year is really making me think way beyond what we're doing. There has to be something more we can do with this assemblage of talent and skill. And I want to tell you, business owners, entrepreneurs, I appreciate y'all coming on. Of course, your business gets some exposure, and that's great. But I mean, the information that you guys are giving, I think that we're going to end up creating another generation of business owners by what we're putting out. I
Hey,
want to
Carl,
answer. Yes, ma'am. Go ahead.
real quick. I just feel it like all over me. For those of you that are watching, please do more than just watch. I'm not even talking about this segment. I'm talking about the previous segments that you've seen. If you have not taken the time to write down every business owner that has taken the time to pour into you, shame on you. Shame on you, even as an existing business owner, if you're not connecting. If you don't have relationships with those that you've seen, gravitate and join in together. And let's make this a huge community that supports each other. There's no reason why, if I'm looking into realty, I'm not calling Israel. There's no reason why, if I'm not looking into acting, I'm not reaching out to Lee. There's no reason why, if I'm not looking to be on the radio, I'm not looking to call LCPM. What can we do to help support each other in this community with what you've already been involved with? So go back, watch the replays of these, look at what's happening, listen to what's being said, take down some notes, because every one of us have no problem with connecting with you at no cost, because we believe in giving back. That's free.
Wow, that is amazing. I'm trying to find this question because this was a great question. I think that the young lady was asking, what are we reading? Let me try to find this question here. So that's a good question. What are you guys reading? And I'm gonna start with you, Israel. What are you reading? And do you suggest any particular reading material or resources for entrepreneurship? That was the question. What are you reading? And is there anything for entrepreneurship? I'll start with you, Israel.
What am I reading currently? So the exact second to the answer is nothing at the exact moment. If you want me to be real honest with you. But when I did start out, there are a lot of different books that talk about, I'm trying to think of one, I probably have it over here. No, of course not. There are a lot of different books that talk about what you should be doing your first couple of days in business, what schedules you should set, what goals you should set. Um, to be honest with you, I watch a lot of YouTube of people starting different businesses and what they went through. And I spent countless hours just listening. You don't have to take everything to heart what's on YouTube, but maybe if you take little bits and pieces of what people are saying, then you could formulate your own way of doing things. And maybe that might be the right way. And honestly, that's how, I would say a lot of the things that I've done is by taking bits and pieces from people, like I said, with YouTube, and also certain books. I feel terrible now that I don't have the book around to show, but there is a book, that does help with that. Yes.
If you discover that book later on, just come back to the comments and write it in there. People will come back and they'll check it out. Thank you so much for that. And listen, Daniel Bowman said that he is starting his 501 tonight. That's what I'm talking about, Pastor Daniel Bowman. Get this information and move. Sharita told us earlier, get off of our tail. That's what she said. That's a takeaway too. I didn't forget that. So, Lee, I want to know, what are you reading, brother? And do you suggest any material for entrepreneurs?
You know, it's interesting because I don't really like to read, but I do listen to Audible. I love that. So, okay, so a few books here. Winning the War in Your Mind by Craig Groeschel. That is an amazing book. I read that I listened to that a couple months ago. The one that every entrepreneur needs to listen to, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. That is an absolute must. If you are not reading, you need to start with that. Stop what you're doing. Don't pass go. Collect $200. Get Think and Grow Rich. And right now, I am listening to, I just started this week. It's called Traffic Secrets, the underground playbook for filling your website and funnels with your dream customers. It's by Russell Brunson. And it's all about how to get your ideal client coming in your direction.
Oh, wow. Lee, please do me a favor and write those titles down in the comments so that the people can go back to them. I really would appreciate that. All right, Miss Cece's Closet, what are you reading? What do you suggest for the entrepreneurs?
All right. Well, while I'm talking, I want everybody who is watching in the comment screen to drop down what you are reading. What are you imparting into your mind, body, and soul? So you that are watching, I want you to answer this same question. Put it in the comment screen because there's something that you could be reading that we can all learn from. But for me as an entrepreneur, it is all about that mind, having that vision and casting that vision. So I just got through finished reading The Power of Vision by Dr. Miles Monroe. I love Dr. Miles Monroe books. I'm all over his series of books, but The Power of Vision, what you think about, you bring about. What you see before you, your sight versus vision is so different. Your sight versus vision, so different. What you see right here and what you see out there is two different things. And what that means from a shift in your mindset, how you renew your mind. So The Power of Vision by Dr. Miles Monroe. And I'm now starting into The Power of Prayer by Dr. Miles Monroe because I know the different things that I have before me with my entrepreneurship, with my business, with partnerships, with the things I want to do, the connections I want to make. I am praying and asking God to give me guidance that I operate in his will and not my will so that I don't have unnecessary doors I'm going in that should be shut, and to give me what I need and how to ask for those things from God, to say, hey, God, give me what I need, because he knows what I need 3 months from now and 5 years from now. I can tell you what I want to do, but I want to know what I need, and he knows that. So being able to center myself in prayer and being able to do that, those two books are really powerful for me from an entrepreneur standpoint, because it's all about that mindset. As an entrepreneur, you have to renew your mind. You have to renew your mind. You have to renew your mind. And in order for you to do that, you have to think differently. So The Power of Vision, Dr. Miles Monroe, and The Power of Prayer, Dr. Miles Monroe. But I want you all, come on, in those comment screens, I want to see what you are reading. What are you imparting? And don't forget that good book, that law book, the Bible. I'm telling you, that is the basic instructions before leaving earth. The Bible. You gotta make sure you are in that. Do unto others as you have them do unto you. You heard Carl talk about that. That's in the Bible. So make sure that that is always a part of your journey. Spend time with God before you start anything in life, whether you're an entrepreneur or whether you work for somebody else. When you wake up in the morning, give thanks to God for opening your eyes to be able to see another day, to cast that vision onto your business and onto getting out and going into work for someone else, whatever that may be. But take that moment to put God first in any reading that you do every day.
Amen. And that was confirmation just a couple of weeks ago. I preached that message, the renewing of your mind, all things new. And let's get that mind renewed, right? All right. Doc Crossling asked this question: how do you deal with adversity? And Israel, I'm going to start with you. Now, in your business, now I know when you and I were doing our deal, we had some adversity, right? How do you, in your line of business, and my God, selling homes is not an easy thing. There are so many documents, so many approvals, so many setbacks, getting the home built, trying to remodel. How do you deal with the adversities day to day?
I would say definitely, you got to look at the big picture and say, this is what you're trying to achieve. And then incrementally, you just do a little bit at a time. You build upon each last step, and then at the end, it gets done. So you can't look and say, this whole mountain I have to do. You just look at the little small, shovel, one shovel full of dirt, and you just get it done. It's you just have to build upon things. Rome wasn't built in a day.
Right.
That's basically what I would say about that.
So your thing is to eat that horse one bite at a time, huh? Amen. All right, Sharita, I want to know, how in the world are you dealing with adversity?
Great question. Well, there's been some times with adversity I've cried. Just being real here, I've cried with adversity, but I've always been able to get back up and think of what's next, right? What is my next? And a lot of times in business, you can't just say one way or another you're going to be able to do something. So I can't just depend on every Friday night at 10 o'clock being the thing that's going to pay these bills. No, I have to get up and do some other things. So that's where that networking comes. That's where my other business comes into play. And that's where I got to get up and continue to broaden my horizon, connect and network even more, so that you're not just relying on one stream of income, you're relying on multiple streams of income, so that when that adversity does come your way from a financial standpoint, you have another outlet to be able to do that. Also through prayer. I'm telling you, when I made the decision to come into entrepreneurship, I prayed more as an entrepreneur, if I had to be honest, than I did when I was working for somebody else. Because as an entrepreneur, it takes mega faith, just faith. And I shouldn't even say mega faith, because faith is faith. It ain't no mega, ain't no small, ain't no big. It's faith. Faith is faith. And it takes faith to be able to move. And prayer is what's going to help you through that. And that's why The Power of Prayer has just been such a fantastic book to be able to read, because as I am renewing my mind through that and getting on my knees to say, okay, God, that didn't work. What's next? What did I do wrong? Speak to me, Holy Spirit, and understanding that he will give you those things, but you got to have that relationship with them, and you got to spend time to ask him that question. So that's how now I deal with adversity, where before I would put my head in a pillow and just boo-hoo it out. And now it's like, nope, let me get my hands up and on my knees and say, all right, God, I surrender all. What's my next? What do I need to do? And he leads us when we ask. He leads us and guides us when we ask. So you got to put that ask out there, especially when you have those brick walls that you may think is a brick wall, because everything that looks bad ain't bad. Because a lot of time those things that seem to be bad turn out and work it for your good. So don't always get so caught up with, man, oh, this didn't happen. Let me tell you, that door was shut for a reason. The no happened for a reason. The not now was for a reason. You may not understand it, but he understands it for you. So you just got to trust and believe in that. So through adversity now, I pray and I ask God for guidance for my next.
Amen. All right, Lee, how are you handling adversity?
Amen. You know what? I can't even touch prayer. Sharita just killed it. But, like she said, it's all about prayer. First and foremost, handling adversity for me is going to God in prayer. Also, a big part of it is seeking godly counsel, not just some knucklehead, but somebody that I know that is also in the word and has a relationship with God. That is so vital. When I'm going through decisions that have to be made, even within the past couple of days, there were some tough decisions that we had to make. And so I sought godly counsel. Has never pointed me in the wrong direction. Also, with adversity, how does it align with my vision? Is it aligned, or is it outside of the vision that I have for my life and that God has for my life? So that as well, that determines how I'm going to deal with it. And then also, in going through these difficult times, just taking a moment to say, what am I supposed to learn from this situation? Because often we go through adversity, we go through trials and tribulations, but it's for a reason. So it's very important, because we're supposed to go through it to make us stronger, to take us to the next level. And so taking a moment to say, what is it that I'm supposed to learn? Let me write down the key moments from this situation so that I can grow and I can get better the next time.
That's good, Lee. That's real good stuff. Because if he brought you to it, he'll take you through it.
That's right.
He brought you to it. He'll take you through it. But what is it that you learn from that? Because everything happens for a reason. Everything happens for a reason.
We talked about this last night. I like the version of Carl after I have gone through. The go through many times is very unpleasant, uncomfortable. It can be embarrassing. I mean, there are times you deal with some embarrassment, egg on your face. But the person that you become after the go through is always a better version of the person before. Even when negative, nasty things happen and you think that you're bitter, just keep on putting one foot in front of the other. Keep on having sunrises and sunsets, and you're going to get down the road and see that it made you better. All right, we're going to begin to wrap, but I have to ask this question, and we're going to go in this order. Here's a two-part question. First and foremost, I want you to tell the audience why they should spend their money with you. Now, there are many people who do what you're doing, all kind of realtors out there, right? We got many pastors and playwrights out there. We got many little boutiques, you know what I'm saying? Well, what's so special about CC Sharita? You know what I mean? So I want you to tell the people why they ought to be spending their money with you. We're going to start with you, Sharita. Ladies go first on this one. And also, I want to give you an opportunity, anything that maybe we did not cover that you want the audience to know. It may be a message of motivation. It may be something about your business. Whatever it is, this is your time. You go ahead, please, Sharita.
All right. Well, again, it's been great, family, being with you all on here tonight. I pray that you've learned something or something that has sparked in your mind to continue to help you renew to the next level. Always remember, in order to level up, you got to be around those that continue to push you and challenge you to level up. So look at your circle, really dig into your circle and make sure that you're not the smartest one in the bunch. I challenge you to build a board of directors around you that is diverse. People that do not look like you, don't talk like you, don't walk like you, may not even be in the same business as you, but build your circle around a diverse of individuals. And everything that you do, make sure you keep God first in it, because if you think that you can do this all by yourself, you're sadly mistaken. You can only do this thing we call life, with God on your side. So at CC's Closet, we meet every Friday night at 10 p.m. on Facebook Live, and we have some great sales. One reason why you want to shop at CC's Closet, because fashion not only is my passion, but I have unique finds that you are not going to see in other places and on other people. So usually what I have is just one of the pre-loved items, and some of the new boutique items we can get in different sizes, but you're going to find unique capabilities in fashion with CC's Closet at an affordable price. So you definitely want to choose this women's boutique, which is going to be the best of the best in 2022 of the Berg, because you all have nominated us as best of the Berg women's boutique for 2022 in February. So I'm going to have a call to action next month for you to vote for CC Sharita's Closet to be the best of the Berg in 2022, because fashion is not only our passion on the outer, but just on the inside, really changing the way you think about your closet and your fashion, to know that it's not about you looking like anybody else. Think about what is different, what looks great on you, not about what everybody else is doing. All of our shapes is different. All of us align and are built different. We're uniquely ourselves. How do you embrace what God has given you in a fashionable way and feel good about it? So we've been nominated again for Best of the Berg in 2022. But I'm going to need you all to vote us in next month, and you'll see that call to action come out. And I'm going to need everybody to tag and share and vote CC Sharita's Closet as Best of the Berg in Fredericksburg, Virginia. But don't forget, if you're looking to get started, you have heard a wide range and wealth of information. Don't take this for granted. Reach out to any one of us for any type of help that you may need. And if I can't help you answer the question, I definitely have resources around me that I can connect you to, because there's a lot of powerful people out here doing powerful things in this community and beyond.
Thank you. We certainly appreciate you, Sharita. Israel, now I can tell the folks how you got my money, but I want you to tell them why they should spend some of their money.
Well, like I said, leads with service, right? Being available, treating you like an actual person, being honest, right? A lot of things that other people in this business, unfortunately don't have, and integrity. That's probably the big reason why. So I would say, if you're looking to deal with someone that's honest and has integrity and focused on their clients, I'm your guy. My company, we will definitely, take good care of you. And that's pretty much it, I guess in a nutshell.
Well, thank you, Mr. Israel Muhammad. And listen, I got to vouch for him. Israel sold Tisha in our house, and it's an adventure. I had to make that a whole chapter in a book, and you're gonna see Israel smile because he knows. But it was fun with him. Something that was so challenging. Israel worked hard for Tisha and I, and he made it happen. And I came away from that experience with him not only as a client, but I feel like I gained a buddy in that too. And I vouch for what he said. He treated us well. He let us know what was going on. There were no surprises. There was no verschniggity stuff. It was straight up. It was right, and it was good. And I would tell anybody. I know he's not the only real estate agent here, but he's one of the ones that I trust. And so I do vouch for his name. Thank you, Israel, for being here. And thank you for everything that you've done for people behind the scenes that many don't know about. All right, Mr. Lee, why should we spend a little money with you? And is there anything you want to tell the audience?
All right. So when you see an All About One production coming your way, you need to get tickets. Here's why. You're going to get a sound message straight from God. You're going to get quality entertainment. You're going to get a message of encouragement. We're going to make you laugh. We're going to challenge you to be better. And most importantly, we are going to feed your spirit. So when you see an All About One production coming your way, jump on those tickets immediately because they're going to go fast. And I wanted to make this announcement tonight. Starting next month, part of our outreach, as I mentioned earlier, we just launched All About One Church, and we are completely online ministry. And starting next month, we are going to be launching an outreach program. And this outreach program is a completely free, not just your first session, but all sessions are completely free. And this is one-on-one mentoring and coaching. Let me say that again. So All About One Church, beginning next month, we'll have it up on our website, allaboutone.com/church. We will have one-on-one mentoring and coaching available for free. And what we're going to focus on is helping you find your why, creating your vision, setting your goals, achieving your goals, and developing accountability measure so that you can achieve all the success that you're looking to achieve. So once again, next month, we are starting our outreach program for free one-on-one mentoring and coaching. So whether you're a business, an entrepreneur, or you're just an individual who is in a job that you're not happy with, go out to our website, allaboutone.com/church, and you will see information how you can sign up for these free sessions. Once again, they are free. There's no way you can pay me for these. So don't think it's, oh, just come on in. The first session is 20 minutes. No, we're going to set up our blocks in 1 hour increments. And that is our way of giving back to the community. So once again, allaboutone.com/church, and we will begin sessions next month. That's all I have.
Sign me up for the Christian Jubilee. Write my name. Write my name on the road. Come on, Lee. Yes, I love it.
That is awesome. Hey, listen, we're not going to be able to get to this question, but I want to leave the audience because I know we have some other business owners, entrepreneurs on with us, and we want to help Miss Arne. She wants to know, what effective habits have you developed that has contributed to the success of your business? So I'm going to ask our three panelists after we go off the air if you will go back and answer that question in the chat. And for all of the other entrepreneurs, I don't care whether you're in this region, wherever you are around the world, let's be impactful for Ms. Arne because she's part of the audience. She's part of our community. And she's asking that question. She wants help with that. And we want to make sure that we're doing it, okay? So we're going to do that. I want to remind the audience that, listen, remember, on June 18th, from 12 p.m. to 5 p.m., at the historic Mount, where are we going here? Let me get this thing out of my way. At the Mount Bethel Retreat Center in King George. We're going to be at 17420 Mount Bethel Lane. We're going to be there, brought to you by Enough. brought to you by Heart for the Community, and brought to you by PD16. We're going to be there. If you are a business owner and you want to be a vendor, get a vendor table. I will tell you, if you're thinking about it, you may want to think quick. The vendor tables are only $35. You can cash app that $35 to $ shout enough 99. Cash app to $ shout enough 99. There are limited spaces, and I'm telling you right now, they're probably going to go quickly. So don't delay. Even for those of you down in the 757, if you don't take this opportunity to come up here and let these folks know who you are, that's not the wisest decision. I'm choosing my words wisely. I'm gonna let Sharita tell you what she really feels, but I'm gonna say it's not the wisest decision. What would you say that is, Sharita? Go ahead and tell them.
It's not smart. It's actually dumb if you don't take advantage of this opportunity at $35 for a vendor table, where most tables are $100, $150, $250. We are about Black wealth in the community. And Juneteenth, we are supporting businesses in a major way. So get your tables now.
All right, you have heard it. Panel, thank you so much. I've kept you just over an hour, but you have been awesome. Thank you, Lee Mooring. Thank you, Israel Muhammad. Thank you, Sharita Mariner. You've been awesome. Audience, you have been awesome. For those of you who may have joined us late, don't forget to share on your platform. A lot of good information came out of here. Please go through and look so you can get the contact information for these three panelists. So much information came from the audience. So much information came from the panel. I don't want you to miss it. We're going to be back here tomorrow at 8 p.m. I got a lineup. This young lady from the 757, she came on with us one time before. She had such a ball and she was so encouraged until she went back to her community. She grabbed some more business owners. She contacted me. She says, hey, man, I got some dynamic business owners. Can I come back? I looked at my calendar and said, oh, yes, you can, and bring them with you. Those are the kind of things that we're doing for the community at Heart for the Community initiative. It's not just about the business exposure, is about keeping you informed too. So let's work together. Let's love each other. Let's help each other. Until tomorrow at 8 p.m., may God bless you and may heaven smile upon you. Y'all have a good evening.